Hello, welcome to the full moon in Cancer 2020 free oracle reading with me, the general reading, very general reading. Welcome if you're new to the channel or the group, wherever you're watching this from. Welcome if you're a returning viewer too. And yeah, I'm getting my decks out. Let's just talk a little bit about this full moon. So this full moon is in the sign of Cancer, water sign, 4th house energy. It is the first full moon of the new year and of the new decade. The energy for these readings, I find, is not only for the exact day of the new moon or the full moon, but it really varies. It can be in effect for a fortnight before or a fortnight after the lunation occurs, the SBAT occurs. So it's exact on January 10th is what I saw. I didn't look for all the time zones, so depending on your time zone, could be like on the 11th for you, but right around January 10th. So that's 10 days into the new decade, 10 days into the new year. And in numerology and in tarot as well, there's a synchronicity with the number 10. Number 10 represents the completion of a cycle and the fullness of a cycle. Okay, before there's oftentimes a releasing and the beginning of a new cycle, anyhow. So it's really interesting because we're seeing the moon full, okay, and then we also have this number 10, which represents like that full moon accumulation energy. And Cancer is ruled by the moon in astrology. So we have a lot of moon and full moon energy being amplified with this one. So I'm using the Mystic Mudra deck. These have yoga santras on them, and I need to give you a little disclaimer. This is for entertainment purposes only. So in other words, please do not make any decisions regarding your health and doing yoga or putting yourself in any specific asana poses just on the basis of a card flip. That needs to be a decision that you make on your own authority. Please consult any necessary healthcare providers before doing so. Okay. I'm making updates to my channel and my Etsy store and Facebook groups and all of that stuff for the new year. So check out links below to see what's going on there for information about extended readings and different reading options, personal reading options, and what's going on. Okay. And without further ado, let's get into the reading. Okay, so we have Jupiter and Pluto both showing up reverse for our theme cards from the Zodiac deck. I want to take a second, too, to explain my choice of cloths. Okay, so blue, alright, it's a water element, full moon. That probably doesn't take much explanation. But back here, I'm not sure if you can even see it, actually. I have little plants in planter pots. Okay, so we have like the fresh new year, fresh new decade starting up, new energy. But we also had a Capricorn new moon that came before this Cancer full moon. So that's the earth element. Now we're having the element of water. And together, when we combine earth and water, we have mud, which is a tool to build with, to construct with. So I feel like these energies are harmonizing together in a really nice way for growth. All right, growth. Let's see what else we have here. Triple goddesses. Nematoma. Yeah. Okay. So we have Jupiter and Pluto showing up reverse. So here I feel like part of the theme for this full moon is going to have us looking at ways that we are blocking ourselves and finding ourselves blocked from standing in our personal power and achieving the transformations that we want to see within ourselves, within our lives, the metamorphosis and changes, especially on a spiritual level, ways where we've been sort of itching to expand, to grow, to learn, to have better luck, abundance. There we go. This also talks about having deep, meaningful connections. Being able to expand our deep, meaningful connections. Yeah, those two cards there. So yeah, I'm really seeing the energy of the fourth house here with the goddess cards. The fourth house, the sign of Cancer, is the sign of nurturance and feminine energy, mothering energy, traditions that can be modified moving forward with good reason. It's a cautious sign. Okay? It's the sign of home, our hearth, our family, our living space, and also being at home and feeling secure and safe within our own bodies. So, and within our own place on earth. So there is definitely a very protective energy associated with the sign of Cancer as well, and self-preservation. And so Nemetona shows up here, the goddess cards. This is the sacred space card, and I was not surprised at all to see this. It says, create an altar or visit a power place to connect with the divine. I feel like this talks about giving your home environment some attention and doing what you can to create sacred space within it, refresh it, make it support you energetically for the new year and the new wave of energies coming in, and all your goals and aspirations and dreams and things that you want to accomplish, ways that you want to expand, personal empowerment through cleaning. Yeah, it could be through feng shui for some, but really creating a living environment that reflects the energies that you want to manifest within and externally in your life, and that's supportive of you. We have Cordelia, go outside, and we have Maui, Mother Earth. So we also have that energy of reconnecting with Mother Earth, reconnecting with Gaia, reconnecting with nature to rebalance ourselves, reharmonize ourselves, rebalance the positive and negative ions within ourselves, and really be like held and nurtured by her and kind of taught how to nurture ourselves better and how to nurture others, our partnerships, and so on. So go outside. You have been indoors too long. Go outside and get some fresh air. And Maui, Mother Earth, says you are called upon to help with environmentalism. So I do feel like there's this nice energy of, you know, in part you kind of get what you give in life. And so if you're wanting something from this home planet, you're wanting something from Earth, and even if you're not, it's like this energy of going out and caring. Environmentalism. How can you help with environmentalism? How can you start off the new year by generously and affectionately caring for the planet? Because then you've made an investment into the planet, into the environment, that's going to come back to you. It's going to, I don't know how to say remove a blockage or what, but it's like setting up a pathway for giving and receiving and your connection to Gaia and to Earth. So we have, I'm going to draw, I drew a fourth color card. We have the color gold, attract abundance. There's energy here of attracting abundance in the present moment for sure and for your future. There's definitely this energy of like preparing and setting the tone, I think, for the year, for big new cycles too for some. Right, we have brown established boundaries here, so earthy energy coming in, important earthy energy. And, here we have this fertile ground in a plant. So we're talking about that energy of nurturance and care that allows the plant to grow through establishing boundaries and through other means, looking at the full spread of cards here, but with the brown card, through establishing boundaries. This means picking the weeds out of the way that are violating this plant's boundaries and space so that it has enough room and it can be nourished by the sun, by the water, without having to fight and compete and struggle with a bunch of other plants that are in its way. So establishing boundaries with others to value your own time, respect your own needs, and nurture yourself. And also, establishing boundaries, healthy boundaries with others. Sometimes in an altruistic way as well, when you sense that, I don't know, just establishing boundaries shows up. Let's leave it at that. So we have sapphire, regenerate your body, and we have watermelon, have fun with your inner child. Okay. So there's an energy of please don't make it all work and no play. A lot is generated, a lot is actually accomplished through having fun, through allowing your inner child to emerge in a healthy way rather than suppressing it. We have sapphire, regenerate your body. So really nice New Year's type energy, moving forward, talking about self-care, putting yourself first, rejuvenation, making energies and situations fresh. And nature is a big helper with that. It can be very assistive. Let's take a look at the mermaid cards. Telepathy, soaking your skin, reflections, okay, and the magic of the Leland, Drew, sure, caution, secrecy, and wary. Caution, secrecy, and wary. Okay, so, that's normal, it's temporary, it's part of a phase. Just know that you, yourself, and maybe others as well, maybe a little bit more cautious, nervous, have a little more anxiety, be a little more wary around this full moon. But I feel like once the full moon's hit its climax and it starts waning, we're going to also start releasing some of this and start healing this stuff, because it does put the brakes on us in some beneficial, it puts the brakes on us when we're trying to evolve in certain ways. Sort of slows the process down of expansion, of really being in our personal power, and can also affect our relationships too in that way. So we have telepathy here, and I'm going to say I wasn't really surprised to see this show up either. This is a water sign moon, and it can be very psychic. A lot of times we tend to think of Pisces as being really psychic, and thinking of Scorpio maybe as being really psychic, and kind of leaving poor Cancer out. But no, Cancer is also a water sign, and it can be very psychic. There could be telepathy going on, experiences of telepathy in your connections. But not just that, I'm sensing too, could be things with dreams. You could be getting insights, epiphanies, experiences, I'll just say, through your dreams. Astral travel, having visions while you're awake, in meditation, nostalgia, deja vu. All of these things are more likely around this full moon than at some other times. So we have reflection, It says, what you contemplate, you actualize. Reclaiming your authenticity. Yeah, Pluto card here. That's all about reclaiming your authenticity, is standing in your personal power again. Telepathy, nonverbal communication, energetic pulses, mind reading. So we have this energy of being tuned into the water and the flow in life, and subtle energy changes, subtle shifts. Caution seekers. All right, okay. Right. Compassion, virtue, empathy, commitment, and freedom. So there may be some like weighing or balancing here going on between commitment and freedom. There may be, finding, let's see, we have integrity falling on the ground here. It's a flying card too, integrity. All right, what I'm getting off these cards is that, with the Capricorn new moon, we were recognized for our virtue and for what we've earned and accomplished. And we're being asked to do that for others as well, with empathy and compassion here. Not just see our own struggle, our own plight, our own way, our own views, our own thinking, but really feel and understand the emotions of another in the service of love. Demonstrate the language of the heart by actively sharing and living love. But we have to do that in a way that allows us to stand in our truth, our authenticity, and our integrity. Moving forward, honoring our commitments to ourselves and perhaps others, honoring our freedom and our boundaries and making healthy boundaries. Virtue says you acknowledge your loving spiritual attributes that encourage others to grow. So there's an energy here of knowing your own value. The new moon eclipse that happened in Capricorn is certainly still like moving forward. We're still moving forward. We're still in that energy. We're still working on the themes and the lessons from that new moon as well. That was a big new moon. And it's blending with this Cancer energy, opposite sign, Cancer. And there's balancing going on. Okay, we have both feet, toes, finger pose. I am rooted in consciousness. And arm pressure pose. I know I am powerful enough to speak my truth and overcome any challenges life sends me. Commitment says you dedicate yourself to your beliefs wholeheartedly, knowing that love is the essence of your very being. Integrity says you demonstrate the truth and honesty of your soul and manifest love with every action. Freedom, you are releasing any self-imposed restrictions or perceived limitations through the loving energy of openness. So sometimes the freedom card can actually represent freedom from ourselves and freedom from the bars or barriers, restrictions, blockages that we have put up to protect ourselves, but that have kept a part of ourselves caged in. Okay, this is like the crab, Cancer, and how it's using its shell. So sometimes freedom actually means poking your head outside of that shell and having the courage to move forward and to express yourself, liberate yourself from that cage, those fears, where's Pluto? That's what I'm trying to, in a way that is brave and has the, I don't know if we want to say intent, but certainly the openness and willingness to merge with others on a deeper level, on an honest level, where we're both standing in our integrity. It's getting real with Pluto here. Pluto talks about shared money, alternative money, and then your 9-to-5 job. So sometimes it's debt, sometimes it's inheritances, it can be lottery winnings, it can be side money too, I think, and it's just different things there. It can be, joint accounts, shared money. Pluto is representative of sex. It's representative of deep truth, emotional truth, and being real. So I know I'm powerful enough to speak my truth and overcome any challenges life sends me. And I'm rooted in consciousness. So here's the thing. We also have the planet Jupiter showing up reversed, indicating a blockage or imbalance with those energies. Jupiter is the ruling planet of Sagittarius. It has to do with our higher mind. It has to do with philosophy. It has to do with spiritual understanding. It has to do with wisdom and like education. So there's a message here from the spirit guides about rooting yourself in consciousness, healing this blockage with Jupiter where you are perhaps being negative or scared or tucking yourself in your shell and creeping away from your opportunities as a, preparing, like as a way of preparing yourself, as a way of pacing yourself, defending yourself, and what have you. There's this message from our spirit guides about rooting yourself in consciousness so that you're able to take messages from your higher self and avoid missing out on these opportunities. Avoid shutting out your higher wisdom. Avoid turning your back on spiritual truths and understandings so that you're making good, solid, practical decisions. Here we go back into that Capricornian energy. Okay, and Capricorn season, it's a great time to be doing resolutions and looking at planning for the future and working with that earth energy. So there we have it. Creativity. Don't forget about your creativity. You love to devise new ideas, innovations, and new forms of illumination. We're moving forward. So this is about coming out of the resistance in your own timing and your own improper balance. Okay, there is sort of a bit of like, I'm getting the image from my guides of being in a plane before takeoff where the plane starts rolling. It does this little backup thing and you're sitting there for a while waiting for it to take off. There's that sort of energy there, especially if you're afraid of flying. Your stomach's full of butterflies and nerves and you're bracing yourself and you're kind of ready to get the transition over with, get up there in the air past the takeoff. So I'm going to draw a couple cards from the Witch's Wisdom Oracle deck as well. Wand, Intention, Magic Circle, Protection. So part of the theme with this full moon in Cancer is setting intentions, nurturing your intentions, being clear about what your intentions are, being grounded, being flexible enough to bend with Jupiter in and like flexible and fluid enough to bend with Jupiter in the ways that the universe brings in like creative surprises, things you weren't expecting that may have differed a little bit from your intention, recognizing, being optimistic, seeing that there may be, seeing what's good when that happens. Then we have protection, magic circles. So protecting yourself on all levels, spiritually, emotionally, physically, mentally, This can be very much talking about like your home environment, protecting yourself from colds and viruses, things like this. Okay, and believing that you have protection and you are protected, you are safe. You are safe. We also have the Spirit card, Initiation. So this is a new time. This is a new beginning. It's initiation type energy. We're all being initiated into a new decade. We're all being initiated into a new year, a new decade. And my gosh, okay, doing it in a water sign. There's definitely an opening or a like intensifying of spirituality, spiritual abilities and capabilities, sixth sense stuff, y'all. Stuff with the superconscious, okay? And so there is that energy of magic circle, like protecting yourself spiritually. Avoid bringing in negative entities in excess, stuff like that. One more card from the Witch's Wisdom, please. Spell, manifestation. So this, it to me also talks about writing things down, getting clear about things, putting pen to paper and like bringing that element of air, keeping it all in your thoughts, or the element of water, keeping it all in your emotions, into like grounding it into something tangible, into the written word, into something you can look at. You could share if you wanted to. You could edit, So then we also talk about spell and manifestation. It's water sign energy. We're talking about creativity, emotions, superconscious, subconscious, poetry skills for some of you, or like songwriting skills for some of you who are into that message resonates with. They may be heightened. Okay. Also, if you're pagan or Wiccan, or you work with spells, do spells for releasing, for your intentions, for getting things, blockages and imbalances moved out of the way so you can move forward with your intentions and proper timing, for protection, for messages, for your dreams, dream insight, visions, really whatever you're needing to manifest, whatever you're wanting to manifest. Because there is a strong manifestation energy. Once we get Pluto and Jupiter turned around, right? And that's the theme of this full moon energy. So that's what we're working on. As we're turning these energies around more and more, as we do that, your power to manifest is going to increase. Okay. So, like all of the theme cards, all of the cards here are talking about putting yourself in the strongest, grounded, most authentic place for casting spells, for initiating projects and work, for placing intentions, setting intentions, for standing in your personal power, for having clarity and like follow through, having solid intentions, solid starting point. All right, so before I wrap it up, I'm just going to ask the mermaids if they have anything else they'd like to add and draw a couple more mermaid cards. Here we go. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Cancer, full moon, exact January 10th, 2020. General energy reading. What messages do you have for us? Visions, psychic images, clairvoyance, seeing out-of-body travel. Lemuria returns, earthy spirituality, community, ocean conservation. There's such a great power in working with both the earth element and the water element in your life. And having a nice balance of the two and clearing blockages and imbalances, rebalancing balances with both those elements. So emotions, subconscious stuff, superconscious stuff, sleep issues, self-care, your connection to the planet, your ability to ground yourself, safety, protection, land, resources, money, work, jobs, career, life purpose, or water. Okay. Some of y'all need to get ready because those visions are coming. And some of you might have experiences you've never had before, like something like you never had before, something you did not believe in, something that will rock your world you cannot explain, like psychic visions, astral travel, things like that. Okay? So very profound transformation showing up here with this full moon. I hope you enjoyed the reading. And again, if you want to check out the links below for more information about what's up, what's going on, what's being offered, please do that. Take care. Be well. Happy New Year. Talk to you later.